Hello everyone and welcome. Now, if you're in hospitality, you already know a modern hotel is just an incredibly complex machine. My world is all about the AI and the data systems that make these places run, and today we're going to explore the engine right at the heart of it all, data analytics. For all of you at the Europe Hotel School, and really for anyone in this industry, getting a handle on this is absolutely crucial for your success.
Think about it. A modern hotel is a living, breathing ecosystem. You've got dozens, maybe hundreds of moving parts at any given second. From the front desk to housekeeping, reservations to the restaurants, making it all work together seamlessly is a huge task. So, in this crazy complex world, what's the single most valuable asset a hotel has to manage it all? It's not the fancy building. It's not even the brand name. Nope, it's the data. The data that flows through every single part of the operation. Okay, so let's dive into the tool that makes this all possible. It's called the Property Management System, or PMS for short. The best way to think about it is as the hotel's central nervous system, or maybe its brain. It's the one central hub that pulls in information from every single department and turns what would be a total flood of chaotic data into clear insights. Insights that, you guessed it, drive performance, smooth out operations, and let you make really smart strategic decisions. So, here's what we're going to cover. We'll break down the 5 key ways a PMS really transforms hotel management. We'll start with how it acts as that central data hub. Then, we'll see how it helps you master day-to-day operations, how it drives revenue, how it seriously enhances the guest experience, and finally, how it all comes together to let you make truly data-driven decisions. First up, the PMS as the hotel's data hub. You know, every single day, a hotel generates a just staggering amount of information. The PMS is what steps in and brings some serious order to that chaos. It creates one single source of truth for the entire operation, which is a total game changer.
And what makes it so powerful is just the sheer range of data it's pulling together. We're talking about everything, from the big picture stuff like occupancy rates and where your reservations are coming from, all the way down to the tiny details like an individual guest's preferences. It's capturing every payment, tracking every service request, and it knows the status of every room in real time. Having that complete, holistic view, well, that's the foundation for everything else we're about to get into.
All right, let's move on to our second point and see how all this data helps in mastering operations. This is where the data becomes physical, you know? It directly impacts the day-to-day efficiency and the entire rhythm of the hotel. So let's walk through how this actually works. By tracking room status in real time, a manager can see right now which rooms are occupied, which are clean and vacant, and which ones need attention. This lets you create incredibly efficient housekeeping schedules, making sure rooms are ready for the next guest with zero delay. It also helps you prioritize maintenance, so that leaky faucet in the room you need for a VIP arrival, yeah, that gets fixed first. The result is just a much smoother, way more efficient operation from top to bottom. But of course, being efficient is only part of the puzzle. At the end of the day, a hotel is a business. So our third pillar is all about turning this data into actual dollars. Let's take a look at why PMS analytics are so critical to a hotel's financial health. The first key metric that pretty much every hotel manager lives and dies by is the average daily rate, or ADR. It's actually a really simple calculation. You just take your total room revenue and divide it by the number of rooms you sold. It gives you a really clear snapshot of the average price you're getting for your rooms on any given day. But see, ADR doesn't tell you how full your hotel actually is. For that, we use revenue per available room, or RevPAR. Now, this metric is fantastic because it combines both your occupancy and your rate. It gives you a much more complete picture of your performance. A high RevPAR means you are absolutely crushing it. You're filling your rooms and you're selling them at a great price. Ultimately, though, it all rolls up into total revenue. The PMS, by tying in with billing, with rate management, and all your points of sale, it gives you that accurate, up-to-the-minute picture of how you're doing financially. This is the bottom line, the ultimate indicator of success. Okay, but here's where it gets really powerful. It's how you use this data. Take a look at this table. This is a pretty typical report you'd pull from a PMS. Right away, you can see that while the deluxe queen rooms are super popular, look at that 92% occupancy, it's the junior suites that are the real moneymakers on a per-room basis. So as a manager, this tells me a couple of things. One, my premium pricing on the suites, it's working. It also suggests I could probably test a small rate increase on those high-demand deluxe queens. And maybe I should run a special offer to fill those last few standard kings. This is tactical, data-driven revenue management in action. And all of this brings us to what's really the heart and soul of hospitality, the guest.
Because data analytics isn't just about spreadsheets and efficiency. It's about understanding people. So our fourth pillar is all about using these PMS insights to truly personalize the guest experience and build that lasting loyalty. Think about it. Over time, a PMS builds this incredibly rich profile for every single guest. It knows that they love a room with a great view, or that they always book a spa treatment when they visit. So what can you do with that? Well, you can offer them a complimentary upgrade to that view room when they check in. Or you can send them a targeted email with a spa discount a week before their next stay. It's not just about making them comfortable. It's about anticipating their needs. And it creates revenue opportunities that feel less like a sales pitch and more like genuine hospitality. That's what turns a first-time customer into a lifelong advocate for your hotel. So now, let's tie all of this together. Our final pillar is about a really fundamental shift in how you manage. It's about moving from being reactive to being proactive, all thanks to data.
I mean, the difference is just night and day. Without good, integrated data, managers are often just guessing. They're reacting to problems as they pop up, and that leads to delays, inconsistent service, and all these frustrating bottlenecks. But with PMS Analytics, management becomes about accurate forecasting, making proactive adjustments, and constantly improving your processes. You're no longer just running around fighting fires, you're building a fireproof operation.
Modern PMS dashboards are what make this all possible. Imagine this is your screen. At a single glance, you see that nearly half of your satisfaction feedback, 45%, comes from post-stay surveys. What does that tell you? It tells you that what happens after a guest checks out is incredibly important. So maybe you should focus on making that survey better or on following up on the feedback you get more quickly.
And here's another quick view. This chart instantly shows you a potential problem area. My first question looking at this would be, why are maintenance requests taking 2.5 hours to resolve when room service is knocking it out in 30 minutes? Now, this isn't about blaming anyone, it's about asking the right questions. It gives you, as the manager, a specific area to dig into and improve, whether it turns out to be a staffing issue or just a process that needs a little tweaking.
Of course, seeing the problem on a chart is one thing, but actually solving it is another. And that's where we have to remember the technology is only half the battle. The most powerful PMS in the world is only as good as the team that's using it. Your staff at every level, from the front desk agent to the general manager, they all need to be trained to pull reports, to understand what the data is telling them, and to use those insights to make better decisions every single day. That competent use is what drives real continuous improvement.
So I want to end not with a summary, but with a question for all of you. The next generation of leaders in hospitality. The tools we have now are more powerful than ever. The data is literally at your fingertips. So the question isn't if data will shape the future of this industry, it's how. How will you, in your careers, use this incredible power to innovate, to excel, and to define what the future of hospitality looks like?